In this video, we will see how we can start this Splunk service, and then we will try to understand the basics of Splunk web interface. So I have this Splunk Enterprise installed on my Windows 10 PC. Here you can see Splunk is installed in Splunk directory, which is under program files directory under the C drive. So here you can see the different folders and files. So here there is also a bin directory which contains the Splunk executable using which we can start the Splunk server. So I will open the bin directory, and here there will be a Splunk executable file. You can see here it is. So I will refer to this Splunk executable file to start the Splunk server. Here at this bar, I am typing cmd to open command prompt window in this particular location. So you can see it is opened in C program files splunk/bin. Now I will write Splunk space and then I will provide the argument as status. This will tell us whether the Splunk service is running or not. So you can see it says Splunk D stopped. So Splunk D is the service that is required to be executed. So to start the Splunk server, now we'll write Splunk start. So it executed the Splunk service, and now you can see it says the Splunk web interface is at this URL. So you can enter this URL in the web browser and can see the Splunk web interface. But before that, I would also like to tell you some of the other arguments that you can use with the Splunk executable, like Splunk stop. This will stop the Splunk service. You can see now it says Splunk D stopped. Similarly, there is also an argument restart that you can use with this Splunk executable. It is used to restart the Splunk server. So in our case, the Splunk server was already stopped, so it will simply start the server. So it started the Splunk server, and the web interface is available at this URL. So I will copy this URL and let's open it with the web browser. So here I have opened the URL with the web browser. In my case, the manufacturer of my Windows 10 PC is MSI. Therefore, it picked up the MSI name here, but it is simply the local host. So you can also write 127.0.0.1, which is the local host address. So it will also work at this address, or you can also write local host here. It will redirect you to the same thing. So whenever you wanted to access the Splunk web interface, just ensure that the Splunk service is running, and then you can type localhost :8000 port. So make sure that the Splunk web interface runs at 8000 port, and then it will redirect you to the login page. Here you have to provide your Splunk enterprise credentials. If it is your first time logging into Splunk, you can use the credentials that you have set up during the installation. So I have entered my credentials, and then I'm clicking on the sign in button. So this is the basic user interface of Splunk web. I will go through the different parts one by one. So there is a navigation bar at the top. On the left hand side, there is the Splunk Enterprise logo. And then on the right hand side, you get several options. We will discuss each of these options one by one. Just below the navigation menu, we have a sidebar on the left and some empty space on the right hand side. This sidebar displays the different applications that you have installed on your Splunk Enterprise. So applications are an important part of Splunk. So whatever you do in Splunk, you do in the different Splunk apps. Even the basic search functionality of Splunk is also provided within an application, which is named as search and reporting. You can see it here. By default, whenever Splunk runs for the first time, it runs the launcher application, which is the default application. You can see in the URL as well, it says app/launcher. And then there is a home page inside that application. We will understand this concept later, but just understand that by default, for the first time when you install Splunk Enterprise, it runs the launcher application. You can also choose a default application to load whenever you log into your Splunk instance. These are only 4 applications it is showing, but it has more applications installed. You can view the full list of applications that are installed in Splunk by clicking on this gear icon. So this will open the manage applications page. Here you can see the full list of applications. To quickly find a particular application, you can use the search filter available here. Here you can set how many number of applications you want to display in one go. Here there are some more options like to browse more applications, to install an application from a file, or to create your own application. The applications concept we will understand in the next video, in which I will explain in detail what are applications, how you can create your own applications, and how you can download the already available Splunk applications. So let me just go back to the home page by clicking on this logo icon. Here you can see an option for Explore Splunk Enterprise. You can make use of this option to quickly navigate to some of the options that will be useful for you if you are using Splunk for the first time. So depending upon the health of your Splunk instance, this icon may appear in different colors. For example, it currently appears in the green color, which indicates good health of the Splunk instance. So you can see Splunk D is green, and there are also some other services running behind Splunk. So you can check the status of everything here. So here the interpretation for the different icons and the colors is explained. Here you can see you are logged in as administrator. That's why it's showing administrator here. So you can click on account settings to change some of the basic settings for your account. You can see the name as administrator. So let me just change the full name here as my name, Gurmeet Singh. And then here you can also change your password. You have to put your old password here, and then you can set the new password and confirm the same new password here. After doing the changes, you have to click on the save button. So it says user settings saved. I will click on this logo here. And now you can see it displays Gurmeet Singh here. So here basically it displays the full name of the user. And let me just click on the preferences option. Here you can set some of the basic preferences like time zone. So it is picking up the time zone from my system, which is IST. You can also set a particular time zone from this list. Here you can set the default application which appears when you log into the Splunk instance. So it defaults to the home application, but you can set any other application that you have installed in your Splunk instance. So definitely we are going to talk about applications later on, and then you will understand it better. Here there is another option. So whenever the Splunk restarts, some of the background jobs do not restart. If you want all of the background jobs also to restart, you have to enable this option. So by default it is disabled. I'll keep it disabled. So this is the first page, which are the global settings. I will explain what is SPL editor later on when I will explain the search and reporting application. For now, let's just skip this. After making the preferences, you have to click on the apply button. The last option is to log out if you want to log out of the instance. Then there is an option for messages. Here appears the messages that Splunk instance wants to tell you. You get errors, warnings, different sort of things here. The most important menu is the settings menu. So here you can find most of the options that will help you to make use of Splunk. So here you get the option to add data. Here you get the monitoring console option, and here you get the options to play with the different knowledge objects. Here you have some of the options related to data. And then if you are running Splunk on a distributed environment, then there are options for that as well. Here are some options for the different users, their authentication, roles, etc. And here are some of the common system related settings. So let me just show you one of the common settings, that is to restart the Splunk server from the Splunk web UI. So for that you need to go to server controls, and here you get only one option to restart Splunk. You have to click on this button to restart Splunk. So let me just click on this. So here it will ask you whether you want to restart Splunk instance or not. So okay. So it will take some time to restart, and once the restart is done, it will show the restart successful message. Let's click on OK, and now it will ask you to log in again. So whenever you restart, your existing session expires, and then it will ask you for logging in again. Okay, let's go to the settings menu again. So these are the different options that we are going to understand in their dedicated videos. And let's jump to the activity menu. Here you can see the different jobs, triggered alerts. So for these also we will have separate videos. And then at last there is help menu, which simply gives you the links to some of the helpful resources that might be useful for you. And at the end you get the about option. So let me click on this. Here it will show you some of the basic information about your Splunk instance, like the version, the build, the server. If you are in a clustered environment, this server field is very useful for you. At end there is a find option which will help you to navigate quickly to find some of the things. Like if I write search here and press the enter key, it will show me some of the results which can quickly take me to the respective things. So before understanding these search results, you need to understand a lot in Splunk. So I know there are a lot of things, not all of the things can be explained in a single video. So I'll be creating videos step by step so that you can understand the different things in Splunk one by one. So in the next video, we will talk about Splunk applications, and from that video onwards, you will have some better understanding, and then we will step by step explore more things in Splunk. So that's all for this particular video. Thanks for watching.